was an idea I'd had kicking around in the practice room for quite a while. I guess after we'd made the second album, it was something that I kept bringing up, those opening chords, and as time progressed, kept adding bits to it and building the structure up. Yeah, at first it didn't feel like it was going to work as a song for the band, but as the extra bits came together, it just felt more like a Pistols song. And then when I'd worked out the vocals for it, it all seemed to come together really. We decided to use it as the first song on the record, as it just felt naturally like an album first track. You know, it had the big ringing out chords, and then it's pretty short and to the point, and it pretty much keeps its momentum all the way through. So it just felt naturally like an album opening track. This one worked out a little bit differently to how we worked on the other ones, in that I pretty much brought a full demo to practice that I'd recorded at home. I initially just recorded it just for the sake of having this idea in my head, and I didn't really know whether it would be a Pistols song or not. It was just something that I needed to get out of my system. So I played it to the rest of the guys just to see what their opinion was, and they seemed to really like it. So we decided to start trying it out as a Pistols song for this record, and yeah, it seemed to work really well. The one sort of big difference between this and a lot of the other songs, I think, is the fact that it has the sort of dual vocal harmony pretty much all the way through the track, and that's something that we'd never really touched on before, so yeah, you know, it felt quite exciting. It's quite difficult to pinpoint how this one came together, as there's two different sections of the song. What I do remember is that the lyrics and the music kind of came around the same sort of time, or at least the rhythm and the idea of the lyrics came at the same time as the music, and they were finessed, you know, just a little bit, you know, afterwards. I think it's probably one of the most personal songs on the album, as the lyrics deal with sort of the frustration of you know, people holding me back in life, and that's kind of how I was feeling around the time that I wrote that song. So I think, you know, as far as personal lyrics, this is probably up there for me. I was really into a band called Giant Crab at the time that I was writing this song, sort of a psychedelic band from the late 60s, and I really wanted to write something that was quite chordy, but still had sort of little riff elements in it too. So yeah, it just kind of came about from, I guess, being inspired by listening to them, really. We kind of had the riff kicking around, worked out the verse based on the chords of the riff, but getting rid of the riff. And then Bill brought that harmony to the riff, which kind of, you know, again just lifts it up for me. Yeah, I think like the structure sort of came together pretty straightforward. It was pretty straightforward, really. Yeah, we had the middle section with the sort of harmonised riff, and then Bill dropped his harmony over the top of that. Initially, it wasn't going to have as many guitar solos in, but it just seemed to work really well for solos to this song. So we just kind of like let Bill have reign, and I cut a few lyrics out so he would have the room to do that. The other major thing in it is that we put the rising violin and cello bit at the end of the song. This was kind of, my idea with this was kind of that it was sort of going to be, you know, inspired by stuff that maybe, you know, a lot of people don't think we would be inspired by, but stuff like Electric Light Orchestra, or you know, the Beatles or something like that. It was definitely sort of, that was the idea, just to have this sort of running E chord going on, and then this sort of rising to crescendo bit. So yeah, I'm really happy with how that turned out.